Good morning to all. I hope I am audible. First of all, on behalf of the organizing committee and all the organizers, I, Dr. Pushpendra Singh, coordinator of this faculty development program, welcomes all the participants and our esteemed dignitaries who have given their valuable time to share their experience and words of wisdom with us today. I would like to extend my deep gratitude to Professor H.K. Garg, who graced this occasion with his presence as a chief guest and agreed to share his valuable experience with us. At the onset, I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor S.K. Garg, who is not only our patron for this program, but also a constant source of motivation. Thank you, sir. Last but not the least, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsoring agency, AICTE and Atal Academy, who gave us this opportunity to use this FDP as a platform for sharing the dynamics of changing world in technology as well as economic. Uh, Now, when we planned to design this particular FDP, there were many options, but we sat, all the organizers, we as a team, we sat and we decided that maybe it's time to give a new direction to our young researchers across the nation, that it is a high time that we move on to integrated system designs and not only focus or compartmentalize our research to either onto the energy sector or to the manufacturing sector or to any other industry as such. Rather, we felt that in recent reviews and many reports that Government of India has published, that since India as a nation is ushering and focusing on increasing our capability of manufacturing sector uh, under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, and also we as a nation wants to cater the world as a manufacturing hub. So maybe it's the right time to understand the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, especially in the manufacturing sector with high intensity. Now we all understand that there are many kind of industries. Most of them are not high energy intensive industry, but around 30% of the industries are high energy intensive industries, like cement industry, pulp and paper industry, many chemical industries, refineries, etc. So we thought that why not focus the domain area of academic research to this upcoming and futuristic model of economy that our Honorable Prime Minister has envisioned, wherein we are trying to make India self sustainable and self reliable as a manufacturing hub for the world. Now, when we talk about manufacturing sector, that is energy intensive manufacturing sector, the first thing that comes to our mind is that as a country, though we have done very well in last few decades to develop our renewable energy sources, but still those renewable energy sources are more predominantly focused on residential or domestic usage. As far as our industrial adaptation of these resources is concerned, somehow we lag behind. And we believe that if we need to reduce the carbon footprint of our country, then and to mitigate the climate changes effect, then we need to focus on viable technology and viable method of integrating these new energy resources with high-end manufacturing technologies. And therefore, with this background in mind, we designed this faculty development program. Now, You all must be aware that this is an elementary level faculty development program. So in these coming 5 days, we will try to touch upon all the relevant areas possible which will affect either the manufacturing technologies or which will affect the transformation of current conventional manufacturing system into the advanced manufacturing system, and which will also focus on various possible methods through which we can integrate the newer sources of energy with advanced or high-end manufacturing technologies of future. So we believe and we hope as an organizer that by the end of this faculty development program, we will be able to touch and generate curiosity in all the ignited minds of our young dynamic researchers across the nation. And we believe that when we meet next year into the advanced program, hopefully, then we will get into the details and depth of this clean energy manufacturing transformation or transformative manufacturing systems. So, with this background, I would like to again welcome you all to this program, and again, I would like to thank you all for your constant support and guidance in organizing this program. Uh, Today, in our program, the guest of honor, Professor S.K. Garg. Uh, he is also the head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering at DTU and a patron of this program. So, I believe that it will be an honor to invite him so that he can share his words of wisdom with us and enlighten us to begin and to inaugurate this program. I invite Professor S.K. Garg, sir, to please join the session and share his thoughts. Sir. Professor S.K. Garg, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Sir, good morning, sir. Please take over, sir.
Good morning. My mic was mute.
Sir.
I will request you to take care that when other speaker is about to speak, please unmute. Or maybe 5-6 speakers which we have invited, keep their mic unmuted.
Sir.
As a basic protocol.
Yes,
Please take care of this as organizer. And in subsequent sessions also, if you invited something, keep his mic on.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you.
So, please. So, good morning, everyone. I welcome all of you on behalf of Department of Mechanical Engineering to this one-week faculty development program, which is being organized under the auspices of ATAL scheme of AICTE. It's a very ambitious scheme where idea is to train the large number of human resource in the upcoming areas of technology or of national importance. So today topic is also designed, as Professor Pushpinder has said, that keeping in view our upcoming requirements of energy, cleaner production, manufacturing. So these are some of the thought process behind this in organizing this FDP, and I'm very happy that large number of participants have responded to this and registered for this program. And at that side, I'm also thankful to Professor H.P. Garg. He is a Bhisham Pitama of energy area in India, and I have very high regard, personal regards also. When I was doing my PhD at that time also I met, and then with Professor P.V. Sharma also I met several times with Professor H.P. Garg. So it's my profound privilege to see you, sir. And you are still very, very active after so many years of superannuation also. So we need your blessings all the time. So I'm thankful to you for sparing your time and sharing your words of wisdom with us, with the participants. Sir, Department of Mechanical Engineering is one of the first departments when this institute came in 1941. Uh, we started with a very humble beginning with a small intake, but today it is one of the biggest departments in our university. We are having a intake of around 360 students, plus some supernumerary, around 400 students in BTech programs, and we are having 5 MTech programs, 2 already running, and 3 we are starting from the coming academic year 22-23. And you will be happy to note that in the 3 new programs, energy studies is one of the new programs which we are starting from the coming semester. We are having a good faculty also in most of the areas, and we are doing very good. Further, sir, coming to this program on clean energy, no doubt to say that in the leadership of our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, lot of efforts has gone into developing non-conventional sources of energy. When you visit to the southern part of India, you will find large number of windmills have been installed, wind energy parks have been installed. Similarly, in other part of the cities, in Delhi and other northern India, you will find large number of solar energy has been tapped, and now we are having even bi-directional grids also, where if the energy is produced and not consumed by us, we can sell back to the distributors, energy providers also. So that way we can earn money also, not only save money on the consumption, but we can also earn money also on this. So these are some of the developments which are taking place. So, and I hope that this 1 week faculty development program is going to be highly useful for all of us, and it will set a new direction also for the researchers, and so that the requirement at this point of time in energy sector is to reduce the, though it has substantially reduced in the last if we say decade or 2 decades, the cost per unit has drastically reduced, but still further there is a need and there is a scope to reduce the production of energy to create a windmill or solar plant. Audible, Pushpinder ji?
Yes, it's
Uh,
audible, sir.
uh, on my screen, it is round is going on. I thought I don't know whether it's properly connected or not. So
It's audible.
what I'm saying is there is a great potential where the research is required, new technological developments are required to reduce the initial project investment cost. Because the cost is so high that break-even point is comes after 10 years or 15 years. So and also make the per unit cost very very expensive. We consider in that. Means there is no fuel, so there is no running that such fuel cost. So devices also where we can store the energy which we produce through non-conventional energy sources, that is going to further help us. So these are the areas which I feel are very very important from the research perspective. And in second important thing is not much research is there in western countries, because there the sunshine is for a very short period in the of the year. So that's why much interest in uh, for their own captive use, they don't have much scope. So that's why India has to take further improving the technologies related to especially solar energy. In the case of wind energy, large technological improvement has taken place, but we need further improvement so that we can increase the capital cost, we can reduce the per unit cost of production of non-conventional ways of producing energy. And with these few words of my thoughts, I once again welcome all the participants. I'm thankful to all the resource persons who have agreed to uh, share their knowledge. And at most, I'm also not at the end or least the organizers, Dr. Pushpinder, Dr. Kasim Murtaja, and all my department faculty colleagues who have taken pain to organize this 1 week faculty development program. I wish this to be a great success, and once again welcome all of you to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Question.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. And we would like to ensure and commit that yes, we'll do the good work and keep on doing it. Thank you so much, sir. And
Thank you, Pushpender.
sir. With this, we now move on to uh, have the privilege of listening the epitome of solar energy in India, Professor H.P. Garg himself. There is no other name bigger than him. He is the person who started the solar revolution in India, and as I'm just like a student, and it is always a pleasure to listen to him, and I believe that it will be equally good and learning experience for you all. So I welcome Professor H.P. Garg, sir, to please share the dais and give us some words of wisdom, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Pushpender Sheikh, and good morning to all of you. I'm very happy to participate in this 1 week faculty development program on clean energy manufacturing. As Professor Pushpender Singh has rightly said, that I have been working in this area for the last more than 55 years. The day when we started working on solar energy or renewable energy in India as early as before. I welcome you all for this 1 week faculty development program. I would like to share my views also. And in the beginning, let me just say thanks to the organizers, particularly Professor Pushpender Singh, Professor Qasim Murtaja, and of course, Professor S.K. Singh, my colleague from IIT Delhi, or from IIT Delhi. And of course, I will welcome to all the participants, delegates also. It's always a pleasure to talk to the faculty members and the students and tell them about the importance of clean energy or renewable energy or green energy, whatever. A lot of development has taken place in this area, but why do we need this? That is very important. Of course, India is not in the front, let me tell you, or admit me also. We know it that we needed more energy because we also know it that if you have more energy, available energy is more, or we consume more energy, then we'll be a developed nation. So this has become an index all over the world that if you produce more energy and if you consume more energy, then you will come in the category of a developed country or advanced. And there are many reasons why do we need more energy. Let us come to that point first and then the industry part. For any country, the economic and social development, we needed more energy. But particularly in India, we needed more energy because our population is increasing. Industrialization is to take place. Agriculture production is to increase. Standard of living, of course, is not up to the level. It is to be improved. And the infrastructure growth is to be taken. Fortunately or unfortunately, in India, we have all kinds of energy sources, including nuclear energy, renewable energy, hydropower, and thermal energy. But we are not able to generate energy to its fullest potential. There are regions, and I'm not hesitating because I'm a professor. I have to teach the public, the people, even the government, that our human development index is very low. It is around 0.7. And you might be knowing what is this human development index. This was introduced by all of us, including me, along with UNDP, United Nations Development Program, as early as around 35 years before, uh, which relates the energy consumption per capita per year with the availability of the energy or consumption of energy, the level of standard of living, and that. So these three parameters are included in the Human Development Index, which perhaps is low. So there is a potential, there is a challenge now of utilizing all kinds of energy in India, including the renewable energy. Renewable energy has a large potential. Actually, we are coming to the world. And let me tell you, the Honorable Prime Minister of India in the UN conference only a week before, when he was speaking, he said he has put up a new target of producing 450 gigawatt by 2030. So there are questions people they ask me also, an expert, that can we achieve this? So I always say that this is achievable, no doubt about that. But if you do offer, if because sufficient infrastructure is there in the country, so we can achieve it. But so far, perhaps you might be knowing, we produce only 388 gigawatt total. Only 388 gigawatt is being produced today. Today means on August 31. This is the uh, figure given by the government of India, that only 388 gigawatt is being produced with all kinds of energy sources. And all kinds means thermal, nuclear, hydro, and renewable. The contribution of renewable is only 26%. I'm using the word 26% because the target given by 2030 is around 40%. So this should be commensurate with the GDP. So, but it is not there. Let me tell you, it is not there. It is a very complex issue, a complex problem, and that is why the industries are not growing in India to the fullest level. Because if you go to Ghaziabad, which was used to be an industrial town, now because of the shortage of electricity, many companies or many industries are getting closed. Even this is one issue why they are getting closed. But another issue is also important. That's what Professor Pushpender Singh has also rightly said, that in industry, the energy which is going in the industrial product is the highest in the world. Um, per unit or per product produced using energy is the highest in India, and Japan it is the lowest. It means that the technology we use in industry is not up to the level. Even President Bush, when he visited India, he said that India and China uses the third class technologies. That time, this word or sentence was not liked, including the Prime Minister of India at that time, the Manmohan Singh ji. But can appreciate on the other sense that our technologies are not up to the mark. They are not frontier level technology. That is why you might have heard in all COP meetings, and even Prime Minister of India in the UN conference has said that we are hungry. We are hungry. I'm using the word. We are hungry for the advanced technology. So either we have to import the frontier level technologies or we have to develop, because we have institutions like IITs, DTU and whatnot. We have institutions of highest level, but we are not able to produce the technologies of the highest level. So that is one issue we have to take care of, and the energy which is being used for the production of the product is very high. This is to be seen why it is going very high. Either the gadgets we use is of low quality or low efficiency, whatever it is. Of course, as Professor H.K. Garg has rightly said, that the cost of electricity is going down, produced by renewable. There we have taken a lead. India has taken a lead that the cost of electricity produced, particularly by solar, has come lower than the cost of electricity being produced by other routes. And there are reasons for that, but let me give you the figure that the India had given a figure of 175 gigawatt to be produced by next year, means 2020. 175 gigawatt. And this was target was given, I think, long before, and by 2022, even around 5 years before the target, when the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi came and he said that we will be able to produce 175 gigawatt. And this question was asked by me, by several, including the Minister of Power at that time. because Sagar, will we be able to achieve this target or not? Frankly, no. As a professor only, I have said that no, we will not be able to achieve because the roadmap has not been prepared. Target is one, but the roadmap is more important. And there are reasons for that why I said no. But these reasons perhaps will be of interest to all the audience, including our colleagues in DTU, particularly from Department of Mechanical Engineering. And I myself is a mechanical engineer, more or less, and the first PhD holder from IIT Roorkee, at that time the University of Roorkee. And I have many friends in mechanical engineering, but I used to say that we have to do something for the government. Target is very important, but we have to talk about the technological reasons why we are not able, or why I say it is achievable, but it cannot be achieved. Technological is one reason, the economic is another reason, financial is third reason, institutional barriers, the policy is not the right kind of the policy, then financial mechanism in India is not uh, industry friendly. Let me tell you, I'm sorry to say this word, but I have to say, because we are not politicians, we are professors. That the policy is not the right kind of the policy. It is not the policy of the industry friendly policy, which is being produced by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Sources. And the financial mechanism is also not uh, as required by the industries, then the infrastructure and skilled workforce. I'm stressing two portions for definitely for the Department of Mechanical Engineering or for a university like DTU, that we can help the country, we can help the Prime Minister, we can help ourselves also in working two areas like skilled workforce, which is not available in that country. We wanted 1.2 billion trained manpower in the field of renewable energy by 2024. And we are not having even one third today. What do we do? How can we achieve 175 gigawatt and even 450 gigawatt by 2030? So we have to see there is a very large gap. The gap is not only in the demand and supply of electricity, the gap is between the demand and the target also. The target is wonderful. I'm always of the opinion, right from 1964, when I started my career, when I was a very young boy of 22 years of age, that we have to do a primary class student, he will never be able to read or do the work. And similarly, if the target is not given to government, they will not be working in that direction. Direction is to be given. But the roadmap is to be also is the duty of the government, which is perhaps is not being produced. And I request all my colleagues, the friends, the faculty members of DTU, including IIT Delhi, I used to say, I was a UNESCO chair professor also, and there also in this part of the world, wherever I have gone, I visited 150 of the world, I used to say that at least the infrastructure does not mean only making a building. Infrastructure means developing or producing a right kind of skilled, right? I'm using the word right kind of skilled workforce. Like a professor should be a professor. He should not behave like a strict professor. He should be so knowledgeable. He should be an example. He should be a role model to the students. So similarly, the government duty is to produce a roadmap uh, in parallel with the target. There are issues, no doubt about that, in producing and meeting 450 gigawatt when the country will be number one in the world. Today we are number 5 in the world in terms of production, in terms of utilization of the renewable energy. But that too also, let me say, when we started the career, we used to talk only of the watts. Watt. If we are able to produce a couple of watts even at that time, It used to be a big achievement. Now we talk of gigawatt, 50 gigawatt, the world's largest. I'm proud. I was reading a year before the world's largest PV plant is in India, near Rajasthan. I was in Rajasthan for 6, 7 years in Jodhpur when we had planned this plant. Let me tell you, I'm talking of 40 years before. We had planned that the Jodhpur area to be the world's most popular sunshine area using solar energy, and will give an example or will be an example to the world. And today, not today, 1.5 years before, this has come true. So you have to dream. A professor is to dream. He is not to think that he cannot do. He has not to think that he has no resources. He is not to think that he is not the government. The government is nothing. They do not know anything. We have to educate them. We have to tell them that this area has a high potential of using solar energy. That's what we did long before I'm talking. I was there in Jodhpur from 1972 to 1976, 77. At that time, people used to laugh on to me. Professor Garg, what are you? At that time, no professor. I was only the doctorate. So, Dr. Garg, what are you talking? But the dream was there. It has come true. And you know, you will be shocked. I have a figure that that largest solar that plant is of 2,245 megawatt. 1,245 megawatt solar PV plant is working from December 2019 in Bhadla near Jodhpur, Rajasthan. So we are very happy that such plants are coming up. I have many things to say. Perhaps I have a lecture also after the inaugural session. And I'm very pleased to inaugurate this FTB program. And my suggestion to the department under the leadership today with Professor S.K. Garg. And you have very good professor, Pushpendra Singh, is personally known to me. And this time I'm introduced to Professor Qasim also, who also looks to be very, very positive. And of course, Professor S.K. Garg is leading the team that at least you should start educating the public about the renewable energy, start using or producing more skilled workforce. Workforce does not mean at the lowest level, because we are the university at the middle to higher level. They should do something, and technology, of course, they can develop of the highest level. The facilities, the campus you are having, I have seen the campus is as big as of IIT Delhi, where I have spent around 30 to 35 years, as big as IIT Delhi, as I have said, and more potential, more opportunities. So thank you all, and thank you for your participation and for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure and, in fact, an energizing session with you as always. And I feel motivated again. And I hope our participants also will feel the same way and will begin to revolutionize the world of energy and manufacturing in India. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite Professor Qasim Murtaza to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Well, I'm a chief guest, Professor H.P. Garg, chief patron of our discourse, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Yogesh Singh, patron of discourse, Professor S.K. Garg, presently HOD, as well as he was PVC of our TTU. So under the dynamic leadership, we are working. Dr. Pushpinder Singh, coordinator of this Atal FTP, our colleagues and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, very, very good morning. So just in a 1 minute, just I would like to thank to everyone. because we have already our speakers here, and uh, time is running out. So it is my great pleasure and honor to vote of thanks at this opening ceremony of 5-day Atal Faculty Development Program on Clean Energy Manufacturing, Transformation for Sustainable Development by the Department of Mechanical Engineering and Production and Industrial Engineering, Delhi Technological University. The significance of this FDP, actually, it is an amalgam of two pillars: clean energy manufacturing, how to make it sustainable development. And we know that DTU is one of the best engineering university in India. Now it becomes from university to research university under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Yogesh Singh. And D2 itself witnessed of a vibrant development due to present Vice Chancellor as well as our HOD, Professor S.K. Garg. And we know that our mechanical engineering department in D2 is one of the oldest department, which was established in 1941. Whereas we know that our clean energy manufacturing and sustainable development is a quite painstaking attention required with a wide variety of energies, fabrications, or manufacturing and control issues are there. So we have to visualize a future where nothing is wasted as energy, a future where every waste become an asset and no values or no value goes unrecovered. So that is the concept actually, how just like we know that laser manufacturing is there, about 90% of energy is wasted. Only 10% we are using for only, you can say, laser manufacturing processes are there. So how we can use it or how we do analyze the energy when we are uh, opting any manufacturing process. So major need, what we can say is for the development of manufacturing method for maximum clean energy utilization in terms of materials and their strategies during manufacturing process. So the central concern of this is a diffusion and adaptation of clean energy manufacturing approaches in manufacturing through manufacturing research at large in the global manufacturing industry. So I would like to thank with this word to all the speakers, and especially you can say we are extremely grateful to Atal FDP scheme. I thank AICTE for deep interest, commitment, and continued support for the faculty development program. And I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to our dynamic leader, Vice Chancellor of our DTU, Professor Yogesh Singh, and Professor S.K. Garg, HOD of our Mechanical Engineering Department. Their able guidance and governance in the development of DTU has always been a source of aspiration to all of us. And I also express my thanks to the participant, and I wish all 5 fruitful days of interesting and beneficial program. But if I am not saying a word for our organizing team, so it is unfair. So I would like to special thank to our organizing team members, which are Dr. Ravi Batola, Deepak Kumar, Yamika Patel, Neeraj Khan, Pool Singh, Abdul Khalik Ansari, Gaurav Kumar, Sudeep Jain, Kiran Chalo, and Manjeet Rani. So without the effort of this team, this program would not have been possible to start it today. And in the last, just I would like to say to thank to everyone before starting this platform to a well-known gem of energy, Professor H.K. Garg. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for expressing such a wonderful vote of thanks. Uh, uh, Professor H.P. Garg, sir, uh, We have a session, so shall we start it right away, or shall we take a break for say 5 minutes? Am I audible, sir? Professor H.P. Dutt, sir? Am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah.
Sir,
I can hear you. Yeah,
sir,
it
sir.
depends on to you. Uh, I'm
So,
already here, and but
sir,
you have to see that the presentation is
okay, we will
there.
handle the presentation, sir. Just there will be a pop-up request at your end for unmuting yourself, so please accept it, because when we present, then it automatically pops up a request for unmuting. There will be a request popped up on your screen, sir. Please accept it for unmuting yourself. USB. Professor Garg, right. So shall we start sharing the screen, sir? Sir, I hope the screen is visible.
Yeah. This is visible, but kindly let me know when I start. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Please, please, sir. You may begin at your convenience. So we are ready.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Please, please. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
start, sir. Please.
So I again thank the organizers and for giving me the chance to say something about the renewable energy and how India is going in this field. Can I have get the next slide? Can you change the slide? Yeah, please. Uh, Again, there are many things which is just repeating here that the availability, if you have more of energy available in the country and if you consume more energy in the country, then the country will become very prosperous or highly advanced. And what I meant is that India is using only 1,000 kilowatt hour per person per year, which is very low, even lower than the world average. And we needed more and more energy, definitely for many reasons like population, industrialization, agriculture production, living standard, and infrastructure. Not now, but the thrust nowadays in India is about the roads and etc. etc. But if you could see around 5 years before, even earlier during Sheila Dikshitji time, and lot of bridges, lot of development and roads, etc., etc., was being made in India. That is about the infrastructure development. And of course, I have no hesitation in telling that the infrastructure in India is a little bit poor. We say that lot of buildings are there, lot of schools are there, lot of universities are there, but the facilities. Just a minute. I'm sorry for this, but the infrastructure does not mean only the buildings. Infrastructure means everything needed by the university, by the industry. There are issues like energy security security. Nobody talks about the energy security. We used to teach, they are still teaching about the energy security issues, that the cost is increasing, energy cost is increasing. It is going down, production cost is going down, but the energy cost is increasing. I do not know how it is going in two different directions, because if the energy cost is going down, why the energy cost supplied is increasing? Like petrol, you know it, every day it is increasing in India, while the crude oil price in the world is going. So this economics I'm not able to understand, but whatever it is, we have to bear to it. And unevenly distributed energy resources, because you know it, except renewable energy, particularly solar energy, which is available everywhere, other renewable energy, other resources, like you know it, coal is available only in the eastern part of the country, etc. These are global problems and require global solutions. So don't think that these energy problems can be solved only by India alone or sitting in India alone. We have to take help from other countries also, like you might have heard yesterday in the newspaper. At least I read at this age, I'm 78 plus, 78 plus, and I read a lot of news and newspapers and TV and articles, etc., etc. And I found maybe the electricity cost by thermal will increase again. And I do not know how many of you know why. The reason is that our two ships have been stopped by China, which were coming from Australia to India, full of clean coal. We import clean coal from Australia, and they are not being allowed by China to reach to India. Cost of production thermal, but through thermal route is going bound to increase. So these are global problems, and global solutions are to be. We have to do something. Like we used to say, but why cannot we have a gas pipeline from Bangladesh? There are plenty of gas. Or from Iran. So, but we talk. At least a professor can talk. But the government is to act. They are not acting in the right direction. Of course, they are working on renewable energy, but there the roadmap is not up to the mark. In India, the growth of demand for electricity power is around 9% per annum. This is required, but we are producing only 5 to 6%. There is a gap increasing. We needed 10,000 megawatt of electricity should be produced every year, but we produce 6 to 7. So per capita consumption energy is too low as compared to developed countries. And just 4% of USA and 20% of the world average. Per capita consumption is targeted to grow 1,000 kilowatt hour per year to about 1,200 kilowatt hour per year by 2020. So actually, they are working. I will not use the word that we are not working in the right direction, but we are not working in a focused manner. We used to teach to our younger PhD students that you should focus your activities. Government also should focus their activities. That we have to produce 10,000 megawatt of electricity every year. If it's going down, somebody should be punished. But it is not happening. That is to be done. Next slide. Please change the slide. Next. Yeah. There are issues. Everybody needs electricity because electricity is, I will not say clean. It is not clean. It is, of course, green or not green also. But it is very easy. Switch it on and switch it off. It is available. Nothing like electricity. Wonderful. But you all know it. To produce electricity, a lot of investment is required. And technology, as I said, third class technology or a low level technology is being utilized, whether it is thermal power stations or other hydro or other countries. Global warming is taking place. And there are other local, national, regional, and global issues. There is a pressure on to India and many countries that you have to follow COP. You have to reduce carbon dioxide being sent into the atmosphere because it creates a lot of problems. Then energy security, as I said earlier, we used to put a lot of effort. I used to show 3 or 4 slides in my always lectures that we have to work, and we were working on energy security. But now, no. Because all these countries nearby India, maybe Pakistan or Sri Lanka or Burma or Nepal or Bangladesh, they are not very friendly with India. They are not allowing the gas pipeline coming to India. We have to think about that, what to do. And economic growth. How can we grow economically unless we produce more energy? Very important. And we have issues like institutional, financial, and technological barriers are there. We don't have finances. Government is not having finances. They don't have any industries. Something is to be done. This country is to be, if it is to be developed, it is to be made an industrialized country. I used to say around 20 years before, if the countries can have a green revolution, why cannot we have a industrial revolution in the country? We should start thinking about industrial revolution. And what are the parameters required? It is not only required for the industrial revolution. It is the right kind of the policy. It is the financial mechanism. And it is a green corridor. I'm giving a new word now. The industries. It is not. If you go to an industrialist, he will tell you more than 10 problems. This is not good for industrial growth. Then affordability issue. Cannot afford a high price of electricity. I have no hesitation in telling that the cost of electricity in Uttar Pradesh, for which I belong, is the highest. Our industry can develop in a state like Uttar Pradesh. An industry we cannot have in Delhi where it is cheapest. No space. There is no policy. We cannot afford to have industries in Delhi. So very difficult. We have to make electricity affordable, cost of electricity. Industries and sustainability. This sentence, sustainability, because this is a part of your FDP program also, I'll put a little more stress on the sustainability later. Because this is misunderstood, this word. People, they think 99% people or professors, they think sustainability means live happily or don't damage the environment. That is sustainable. So how can we develop? If we don't produce more energy and consume more energy, how can we develop? We'll continue to remain very poor. Do you mean that is the sustainability if we become poor? Very difficult to make people understand about the sustainability. So I gave another sustainability definition around 20 years before, which I am going to discuss today. Then conservation and management of natural resources. This is also very important. The natural resources. Yeah, as I said earlier also, India is very fortunate that we are India and we are Indians. A lot of human and natural resources are available. Lot of human resources and natural resources. But both are not optimally utilized or properly utilized or efficiently utilized. Sometimes I feel very sorry about the state of manpower. Highly educated people are just doing job which is not meant for them. We have to see that also how we are managing the human resource and natural resource. Nature has given to India, only India. Then global poverty and global sustainable development challenges. Another issue, we are very poor. India is very poor. I have no hesitation in telling, I have been several times to Bangladesh. I have seen Bangladesh. I have been 150 countries of the world. And I used to say, I have no hesitation that the poorest person is not in Bangladesh, that is in India. So we have to think something. And this is all energy related. Don't think I'm deviating or I have become political person. No. I said in the beginning, we have to develop. We have to be number one in the world. Then we have to produce more energy. But how to produce more energy without damaging the environment is more important. Next slide. Please change the slide. Yeah. These are some of the challenges also. Shortage is 25 to 35 gigawatt. Don't go by government statement. They say we are more than sufficient in electricity production. This is wrong. We are sufficient in electricity production and consumption, then there is no need. Then why the industries are getting closed? We are having, there is a gap. Return, I have no hesitation that around 400 million people is still without electricity. And 80% of our demand is met by imported oil, even more than 80%. Climate change, there is a pressure on to India, although we don't bother. America is shouting or creating terms to India about the climate or whatever it is of France or the countries, but we don't bother. There is a reason, I'll tell you why we don't bother. Then in next 12 years, India's electricity requirement to grow 2.5 times. And I told you why. All those 6-7 reasons which I have told in the beginning itself indicates about that. Next slide. Can we change the slide? Yeah, This is very important. Only 388 gigawatt they are able to produce. Always I talk of only. Why only? Because so much resources, so much trained manpower. Trained means the engineers. They are not professionals. Let me tell you, you may get annoyed with me, all the engineers, but let me tell you very properly. There was no energy subject till now in India. Anybody or everybody used to be put in thermal power stations or nuclear power stations, or even including renewable energy. गवर्नमेंट में तो ये कहते हैं कर लेंगे, हो जाएगा. तो proper person should be placed at the proper place. If we don't have professionals in thermal power stations, then how can we have the highest efficiency of the thermal power station? I was the principal secretary in Madhya Pradesh. I used to tell the chief minister there itself, who was the thermal power stations in Madhya Pradesh used to be getting closed for lower efficiency, working at lower efficiency. Because most of the retired personnel, IAS and other people are just getting employed and working in thermal power stations. Working or not working, but they are employed. We have to do something. Why the efficiency of these power stations is not up to the mark? Only 388 gigawatt in this country for the last 75 years. That to September 20, 2021. So this is the latest figure. By thermal, it is 60%. Thermal means coal, gas, oil, and nuclear, very poor. They are afraid. They are scared with foreign pressure. They don't go by nuclear. It will harm you. Without thinking, without knowing, without discussing with the expert. में एक्सपर्ट बहुत हैं, एजुकेशन एक्सपर्ट भी हैं, न्यूक्लियर एक्सपर्ट्स भी बहुत हैं, but they are never being consulted. Never, I am using the word never. The renewable energy. This has definitely in India, this has made a mark. 100 gigawatt we have produced by September 20, which comes to be around 26% of the total power production in India. Within 10-12 years. Within 10-12 years. And hydro, only 12. This also, India is having a very large potential about hydro, but because of the environmental reasons and the policy reasons and then activist also is not allowing that we should go for hydro. So in all, 388 gigawatt is, let me say it is only the 50% what country should have produced by now. Because there was no policy. I do not know how many of you know that India was not having policy up to 2010 on energy. Thanks to Manmohan Singh, he produced a policy, integrated energy policy, and then we started working. Now we have a policy on renewable energy also, and we are working in the right direction, no doubt about that. What I mean is right direction means the right direction only, but not properly, not efficiently, not the way it should have gone. There is a target of both the energy and the renewable energy. I said there could be many reasons. Our ships are being stopped by China. What do we do now? We have never thought. We don't have a security plan. Next. professor cannot solve, but government can solve. This slide is very important. That's what I said that around 25, 30 years before. This is an idea. Actually, idea is very important. Only professor can give ideas. Any professor, not me, can also give. You are a very talented professor, I know, in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, class 8, SK, they are very talented. They can work. They can give a lot of ideas. They should not get depressed. They should not think the government will not do it. They will not listen it. People used to tell me that you have produced so much of literature. You have produced 18 books. And they say they will not read, then let them not read. But this is my duty as a professor to teach. Some of the ideas were taken from me by Manmohan Singh ji, and he used to say, some of the ideas were taken from me by Honorable Prime Minister earlier, Rajiv Gandhi ji. He called me in his office. So, I don't think that we have to teach only the students. That is okay. I'm using the word only. We have to teach the students. That is our primary duty. That is our bread and butter. But apart, public, the government, we have to teach what is going on in the world. We should learn development. That's what I have written here on the x-axis. Energy consumption, annual, per capita, per year. Annual means per year. On the x-axis and on the y-axis, the development index. And you find here, the India is somewhere here. Yes, India is consuming all less than 1,000 kilowatt hour per person per year. Therefore, the index is also less than 0.6 or 0.6. While Canada, US, Australia, Japan, etc., are consuming more than 10,000 or around 10,000 and are having 0.95 in HDI, Human Development Index. It means that they are very good in health, in education, the standard of living. And we are very poor in all the three. So what do? We have to do something. Something means we have to produce more energy. Half the people, half of my friends, they say, यार तुम तो एक साथ क्या करते रहते हो? Environment pollute हो जाएगा. The environment technologies, efficient technologies are available, and we can produce it. We gave an idea around 35 years before at IIT Delhi that in all our thermal power stations, we should use the electrostatic precipitator. At that time, India, in no thermal power station, the electrostatic precipitator was being used. Now, every thermal power station, every, I'm using the word, is using it. It's not idea only. You can develop what is there. You have to work for 3-4 years with your students. You're fortunate in university like DTU or IIT board, where we can have many students working around you, around a professor, or doing the work. Like I was reading a week before that the government of Delhi has put a direction that all diesel engines producing power in Delhi is to use a kind of a precipitator. Not that thermal precipitator which we are recommending, but there is a kind of a controller. It is not a precipitator, it is a control which can be used in diesel generators now to produce more gases or poisonous gases and sending into the atmosphere. That is an idea. Idea works. You have to give an idea. Next slide. Please change the slide. And these are the countries at the top. Next, yeah. These are the countries in the middle, and these are the country you know where India is there. Next, lowest. Next. This slide I took from Japan. Japan also have been 3-4 times. And I like this slide. It's not my slide. And where I have found, no, earlier one, please. Yeah, this, please, just for a minute, this. On x-axis, I have shown HDI. On the y-axis, ecological. This is a new term. Many of you might be knowing also. Because people, they say that साहब ये तो आप कह रहे HDI बढ़ाओ, एनर्जी कंजम्पशन बढ़ाओ, तो इससे तो एनवायरनमेंट खराब होगा. बिल्कुल ट्रू. नया भी है कि जो कंट्री जिनका HDI कम है, उनका इकोलॉजिकल फुटप्रिंट भी कम है. और जिनका HDI बहुत ज्यादा है, नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, यूएसए एंड ऑल दिस means ecological footprint. इसका मतलब they are taking more from the environment or from the mother earth and giving less. So ये country harmful countries. Harmful does not mean they are fighters. Harmful means इन लोगों को ज्यादा काम करना है ये environment clean के लिए. इन कंट्रीज को एनवायरनमेंट क्लीन की जरूरत ही नहीं है, बिकॉज दिस इज अराउंड वन मीन्स जितना हम ले रहे हैं उतना ही हम दे रहे हैं एनवायरनमेंट को. तो ये स्लाइड में केवल इसलिए दिखलाना चाहता था. हाई एचडीआई बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं इंडिया में, इनको पता नहीं है. इंडिया में तो ज्यादातर लोगों को पता नहीं है, लेकिन बोलते हैं खूब है. तो ये स्लाइड आप दिखलाइए उनको कि हमारा जो हम जो मदर अर्थ से या एनवायरनमेंट से हम ले रहे हैं, उस करीबन उतना ही दे रहे हैं. So far I use the word, so far we are not seeing the atmosphere. लोकल रीजनल हो सकता है, जैसे अभी चल रहा है पार्टी वो चल रहा है और एनवायरनमेंट खराब हो जाएगा दिल्ली का, वो लोकल है प्रॉब्लम. नेक्स्ट. ये थोड़ा स्लाइड मैंने बनाया. दिस कैन बी ए कंट्रोवर्शियल. जब आप यूरोप में जाते हैं तो द एनर्जी डिस्कशन इज ऑलवेज अबाउट रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी ग्रोथ इन पैनल. And when we are in Singapore, the discussion is about the coal and power generation in gigawatts. ये local regions हो सकते हैं. It is like living on two different planets. क्योंकि अगर आप east to west, this type of discussion will continue. That nuclear is green. Nuclear is green. I remember around 30 years before, whenever I used to go abroad, people used to say, "By nuclear इस्तेमाल नहीं, very bad, very serious." But अब कहते हैं, no, it is green. So even views are changing. बाद में टेलीफोन करूंगा मैं. Sorry for this, but we have to think about India. We have to think about ourselves. We have to be selfish. What India is needing. इंडिया की जरूरतें डिफरेंट है. इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन बहुत हाई है. इंडिया में पोटेंशियल बहुत है काम करने का. So whether we have to go for renewable or whether we have to go for thermal, I think we have to go for everything. Next. This slide is very important. A little more time I will take on this slide. And I have given 3 definitions of sustainability. Please try to understand all the 3. This is the most acceptable definition of sustainability given by Brundtland Commission. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. ये definition सभी countries में And most of the people and most of the countries are accepting or have accepted blindly. आंख मीच कर टीवी में भी आप ऐड देखेंगे कि वो गाड़ी बंद कर दीजिए। टीवी बहुत पहले आता था, 10 साल पहले एडवर्टाइजमेंट आता था, बच्चा कहता था अपने डैडी से, डैडी बस अब तो मुझे साइकिल चलानी पड़ेगी कि आप सारा पेट्रोल कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं। इस टाइप की डेफिनेशन। दूसरा, ये सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट मीन्स a decent standard of living for everyone today without compromising the needs of future generations. ये UN की डेफिनेशन तो आया गया है। I do not agree with both of them personally as a professor. That's why given this definition, as usual, my name is there. For India and many developing countries of the world, sustainable development means social well-being. We have to socially develop. We are not developed. We are very poor people. अभी कभी तो मुझे रोना आ जाता है जब मैं सड़क पर चलता हूँ, beggars are there, or if you go to the slum, don't have even to eat and to live and to wear. What to wear? Very bad. We have to develop. Then economic well-being, environmental well-being, and technological. So we have these 4 issues, and then we should talk about system. Not, we cannot talk of sustainability unless we solve these problems. Next. ये issues हैं. As a scientist, I can say, लोग सस्टेनेबिलिटी का मतलब बस ये समझते हैं एनर्जी में सस्टेनेबिलिटी। वेरी बैड, वेरी सीरियस। I used to tell to my old children and grandchildren, प्रॉब्लम एक नहीं होती। अगर आपके कोई बॉयल आ गया है शरीर में, तो बॉयल का मतलब ये नहीं है कि एक ही कारण से। इट कैन बी फॉर मेनी रीजंस एंड वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द रीजन। सिमिलरली सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट का कितना चैलेंज है। It can be poverty, clean air, clean water, food, energy, land use, healthcare, waste disposal, employment, housing, transport. Okay, unfortunately, I'm using the word unfortunate. Government officials, they are not the scientists. They have never been professors. They have, I'm using the word, they have never read even the book. How do they know that sustainability is a complex issue? उनको तो एक चीज बता दिया गया कि जो ब्रूनलैंड की जो डेफिनेशन है टू बी फॉलोड, बट डेफिनेटिंग डिपार्टमेंट में एक साइंटिस्ट है, चाहे वो डीएसटी है, चाहे वो एमएनआरई है, चाहे वो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पावर है, नो साइंटिस्ट, बट दे आर डिक्टेटिंग टर्म्स टू यू एंड टू मी. Sustainability means, you see, just see, there are 12 parameters. If we consider all the 12 parameters, then the sustainability we can talk. Next. Next slide. ये मैं बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्लाइड है, जो इस स्लाइड से पहले दिखलानी चाहिए, पर कोई बात नहीं. Order is different. That's what I said in my sustainability definition. I have written there first economic value. This is what Honorable former Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi has said in Stockholm Conference in 1970. ये वहाँ का Stockholm Conference are not poverty and need of the greatest. Just read this when we speak to those who live in villages and slums about keeping the oceans, rivers, and the air clean when their own lives are contaminated. आदमी हुआ है, उससे आप एनवायरमेंट की बात करते हैं, उससे आप क्लीन एयर की बात करते हैं. unfortunate. I was crying in 1972 when the Prime Minister has given this definition or this state. I was crying almost. And at that time, at that time, 180 countries had were present, and they had no word to contradict her statement because this is true. This is a true statement. आप एक भूखे आदमी से ये कहेंगे कि आप एनवायरनमेंट खराब कर रहे हैं, पहले तो उसकी भूख शांत करनी है हमको. This is environment. Next. ये challenges है हमारे सामने green agenda because the topic itself is of clean and green energy. How can sustainable development be achieved for all? How can everyone have sufficient clean water? How can population growth and resources be brought into balance? How can growing energy demands be met safely and efficiently? How can scientific and technological breakthroughs be accelerated to improve the human condition? How can technology be used for power generation? I always give importance to this advanced technology. And how renewable energy is used for day-to-day use and for power. Next. ये भी थोड़ा सा एक important slide है, greenhouse effect and global warming. You know what are the greenhouse gases. It is not only the carbon dioxide, but there are other gases also, like methane oxide. And even water vapor is sometimes considered to be a polluter. An increase in global temperature of 0.2 degrees centigrade per decade, it is increasing. Melting of power snow caps and frequent and severe heat waves, intense cyclones, change in rainfall pattern that you find it. Even in Jodhpur में बारिश होने लगी है. And earlier when I was there, there was not a drop of water at that time, rain. So now it is flooded many a time. So we have to think about that, why it is happening, whether the pattern is changing or it is. देखो हम तो ये कहते हैं कि सब ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, अखबार में यही लिखा हुआ था. अरे अखबार में कौन लिख रहा है? Those are illiterate people. They are journalists. They don't know of the science. But they write. It is getting flooded because of the global climate change. No, not. We have to teach them also, and then increased incident of vector-borne disease like malaria. देखिए कोरोना हो रहा है, ये किस वजह से हो रहा है? कभी हवा में हो रहा था, कभी पानी में हो रहा था, कभी सांस लेने से हो रहा था, कभी गंदगी से हो रहा था. And every week I was shocked. A statement very high, including Government of India के कौन साहब की तरफ से आ रहा था. And I was feeling very sorry कि third wave आएगा. अरे भाई साहब, are you a scientist? How do you say with authority that the third wave will come? No explanation. That the top scientists appointed the government, by this government. Even the director of AIMS, malaria साहब, third wave जरूर आएगा, बच्चों पे आने वाला है. Everybody was scared without knowing. अरे भाई साहब, गुलेरिया साहब, आपको कैसे पता थर्ड वेव आएगा या बच्चों में आएगा? अब वो कहने लगे टीके की वजह से नहीं आ रहा. This is the way they talk. It's not a scientific talk. It's not a professional talk, but they talk and talk and talk. incident of vector-borne disease area. We are not able to control. Next. ये issues हैं. टाइम की भी कमी है, थोड़ा सा मैं जल्दी करूंगा. Ozone layer deplete हो रही है. Global warming definitely is there. There is an experimental proof. Acid rain kahin kahin hota hai. Deforestation of course is taking place in many areas, even in India. Also biodiversity, water is getting polluted and got highly polluted. इस पे हमको थोड़ा ध्यान देना है. Honorable Prime Minister yesterday itself water के ऊपर बड़ा लंबा छोड़ा lecture उन्होंने दिया, but nothing is being done. Actually ground का कुछ नहीं होता है. Problem ये है. We should do something about the water. Why water is getting polluted, or it is to be created. Desertification. अब नहीं हो रहा desertification, but 8-10 साल पहले तक बहुत. And the institute where I used to work in Rajasthan was a desert institute, satellite research institute, where we used to work only on the desertification. Now it is not spreading that very clearly, maybe because of the climate change pattern. Then waste disposal has become a biggest problem even in Delhi. But seen also, felt also. And then radiation and health hazard is also taking place. Next. ये चैलेंज है, एनवायरमेंटल चैलेंजेस. Mitigation and immediate and long-term impacts, local, regional and global. Don't think कि जो हम यहाँ गंदगी फैला रहे हैं दिल्ली में वो गुड़गांव में अफेक्ट नहीं करेगी या कहीं और अफेक्ट नहीं करेगी. थोड़ा बहुत अफेक्ट जरूर करेगी. तो इसलिए लोकल, रीजनल एंड ग्लोबल लेवल्स जहाँ गंदगी हो रही है लोकल सोर्स पे ही इसको खत्म करना चाहिए. That is what I was told when we were in primary school. Kill them at the level which is it is being produced. Impact of human health, air quality. Of course, human health is getting deteriorated. आपने देख ही लिया कोरोना का हाल. Every house was getting affected. And we have to be serious about that. Why, how, where, reasons. रीजन थे कोरोना के नहीं, अभी तक पता नहीं है. इलाज तो पता चल गया है. It can be cured or it has been controlled also. Out about that, it goes to the government, not out about it. I give 100 out of 100 marks to the Honorable Prime Minister of India for controlling it, no doubt about that. But reason क्या था ये किसी को पता नहीं है वर्ल्ड में. The responsibility of the scientist. Find it out the reason. ये जरूरी नहीं कि चाइना से ही हुआ और ये मैन मेड वायरस है. No. Although I have also written that it appears to be a man-made virus. Perhaps I was the first in Delhi to predict 15 अप्रैल के बाद में ये कोरोना जो है कम होता चला जाएगा. हुआ राय रीजन, लेकिन मुझे ही पता नहीं. वो स्टैटिस्टिकल कोरिलेशन और स्टैटिस्टिकल मॉडल और एम्पिरिकल मॉडल के थ्रू, और बिकॉज आई एम ए सोलर साइंटिस्ट और सन से मैंने कोरिलेट किया. सन कोरोना होता है या सन से एक्टिविटी होती है, सन स्पोर्ट एक्टिविटी, वो कोरिलेशन एंड इनसे रिलेट करके आई हैड प्रेडिक्टेड 3 अप्रैल के बाद में we will be safe from corona. It will go down. It is going down. But perhaps I use the word. Some of my friends had said, yes, you are right. Some reasons it has gone down, and of course, it has something to do with the radiation. Next. This slide I had produced around 20 years before when the Honorable Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji was very active. And you know it, he was a famous, very famous economist. लोग बहुत ज्यादा बोलते हैं तो लेकिन बोलते ही नहीं। मेरी एक स्टूडेंट है जो मेरे साथ काम कर रही है, वो बोलती ही नहीं। 10 बार पूछोगे तो मुंह से वो बोलेगी, but does not mean she is not intelligent. She is very intelligent. She is very sharp. मैंने ये कहा कि एक देखिए कमेंट वो एक मॉडल बनाना पड़ेगा डिफिकल्ट इकोनॉमिकल कंडीशन भी फेवरेबल नहीं है। प्रायोरिटीज हमारी बस इलेक्शन जीतने की है या कोई और है, तो we cannot afford to delay the construction of a new energy. But we cannot. Country should have our top priority is country. Our top priority is that how the country can develop. उसके लिए हमको एक टफ, it takes vision and strong determination to go through transformation investment model policy country के लिए, how the country can develop either with less energy or energy and how to save the environment develop करना। बहुत पहले की स्लाइड है, नेक्स्ट फोटो भी बहुत पहले का है, नेक्स्ट। ये एक्शन प्लान ऑनरेबल फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर बात किया करते थे। gigawatt. We talk of gigawatt. We used to talk earlier in megawatt, and when I started career, I used to talk only in watts. It's a change. So energy efficiency का एक मिशन है, सस्टेनेबिलिटी पर भी है, वाटर जिसमें आपने देखा होगा, कल ही बोले थे टीवी में काफी देर में लेक्चर, नेशनल मिशन सस्टेनेबल हिमालय को इन इंडिया का भी एक मिशन है कंट्री, और सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर पर भी एक मिशन है। हालांकि मैं तो कहता हूँ कि आपको सेकंड ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन लाना चाहिए और इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन। दीज आर माय टू प्रायोरिटीज। इफ समवन आस्क मी, आई ऑलवेज टॉक टू देम my plan about the industrial revolution and the second green and national mission on strategic mission climate change। ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ जो 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 नेशनल मनमोहन सिंह जी ने डेवलप किए थे जब हमने साइन किया था यूएफसी। नेक्स्ट, ये इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर है। इंडिया में सफिशिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का है, लेकिन ऑप्टिमम यूज नहीं है। जैसे मैंने बताया कि ज्यादातर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, चाहे रेडा ले लीजिए, चाहे एमएनआरई ले लीजिए, चाहे सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी प्रॉपर आदमी प्रॉपर प्लेस पर नहीं है। जहाँ नौकरी मिल गई वहां चले गए। ये बड़ा अनफॉर्चुनेट है इंडिया में, केवल इंडिया में। वी हैव टू वर्क प्रॉपर आदमी को प्रॉपर। अब डॉक्टर को तो हॉस्पिटल में ही होना पड़ेगा। डॉक्टर को अगर एग्रीकल्चर में लगा देंगे तो हाउ कैन ही प्रोड्यूस? ही विल वर्क लाइक ए लेबरर। लाइक आई एम नॉट गिविंग ए प्रॉपर आंसर, बट तो अगर डॉक्टर को एग्रीकल्चर में लगा देंगे तो वो क्या करेगा? उसका तो स्पेशलाइजेशन जो मेडिकल का है तो हॉस्पिटल में लगाना है। यहाँ भी ऐसा ही हो रहा है। किसी भी साइंटिफिक डिपार्टमेंट में चले जाइए, वहाँ एक भी प्रोफेसर आपको या एक भी साइंटिस्ट नहीं मिलेगा। साइंटिफिक डिपार्टमेंट्स में, आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, Next. ये मिशन जवाहरलाल नेहरू मिशन which was produced by as early as मैंने आपको बताया 2000 solar power. Next. अब थोड़ा सा जल्दी जल्दी करेंगे. ये वही आप मैंने बताया था उस समय जवाहरलाल नेहरू का मिशन है. उस समय तो हम मेगावाट की बात करते थे कि हम 2022 में 2000 मेगावाट प्रोड्यूस कर देंगे, लेकिन प्रेजेंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने 2015 as early as he came, he said that we will produce 175,000 gigawatt. Yeah, 170, no, not gigawatt, megawatt, 175 gigawatt यूज करेंगे. ताकि अभी सोई हुआ है और हमारे पास 6-7 महीने ही बचे हुए हैं. I do not know how we are able to produce it within 6 months. But whatever, 75 gigawatt, it is amazing. But whatever it is, we have made a very good progress. Just I'm satisfied from that point of view that we have gone from 22,000 megawatt to 100 gigawatt. Exchange, please change the slide. ये कुछ मैं एज एन एकेडमिक, क्योंकि मैं कुछ ना कुछ करता रहता हूँ. रिटायर हुए तो मुझे बहुत 20 साल हो गए हैं आईआईटी से. ये मैंने जब ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने नाइस वेयर आई वाज द सीनियर कंसल्टेंट हैड विजिटेड, तो मैं मेरे से एक क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था, नॉट द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. और लोगों ने मेरे से पूछा था कि भाई ये 175 गीगावाट प्रोजेक्शन है 2015 में जो दिया था हो पाएगा या नहीं. तो आई सेड नो. प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत है, फाइनेंशियल, मैन पावर, टेक्नोलॉजी, पॉलिसी नहीं है, रेगुलेटरी मैकेनिज्म, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल नहीं है, एंड लिटरेचर नहीं है. व्हाट डू वी डू? मैं तो, बिकॉज आई एम ए प्रोफेसर, यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोफेसर लाइक यू, whatever I could do, I have done it. Next. ये मैंने किया. I was there for 4 years and in 4 years I have produced 4 books. इसमें पॉलिसी की भी होगी एक किताब. हाँ, this is the last book is on policy, renewable energy. तो नाइस में था. नाइस means National Institute of Solar Energy. It is a part of MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So I thought I am not an industrialist. I also thought I am not an advisor in the government. And I know it that I was not the secretary in the government also. Now, although I was supposed to say quite some time. So, but I thought that let us do something. At least I can educate public and I can write books. मैंने ये 4 किताब टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर, पीवी के ऊपर इस तरीके से लिखी है that to educate the government, to educate the public, and to educate the students as well about right. And when looking back, looking forward, and वो मैं कर सकता था, या जो मैं कर रहा हूँ देश के लिए वो करना चाहिए, सभी लोगों को करना चाहिए at all ages. ये नहीं कि हम नहीं कर सकते, नहीं तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए. कैसे होगा? समय में दिमाग में ये आया, बहुत लोगों ने मेरे से कहा, इवन इंक्लूडिंग सेक्रेटरी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया त्रिपाठी साहब थे, कि आप कुछ कीजिए. अगर आप कहते हैं ये 175 गीगावाट नहीं हो सकता है तो क्या करेंगे आप? यानी कि मैं किताबें लिखूंगा, आपका एजुकेट करूंगा, which I can do very easily, क्योंकि मेरा अपना नाम है, तो मैं बोल दूंगा इंडिया में. because I am not an expert of everything like policy. I do not know ABC of policy. What I did was, but I get the top in energy policy. So I just invited them to write chapters for this book. So they are all edited, and I am the chief editor. I wrote to them, 7 people, and all the 7 had agreed. So that is my credibility. That is my respect. That not even one has said no, we cannot write. Because they knew that Professor Garg किताब edit कर रहे हैं तो quality इस तरीके से चारों किताब एडिटेड है, बट लाइक photovoltaic, that is also not my field. But I invited experts in the photovoltaic field, but in India, this is all India. They all wrote. तो अपने को आप ये देखिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं देश के लिए, या पब्लिक के लिए, या अपने लिए, या अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए, उसी हिसाब से यू कैन डू वंडर्स. नेक्स्ट. ये मैंने स्लाइड कल ही बनाई है. Only yesterday I made it, and I made it not only for you, but maybe for you also. कि हमारा Honorable Prime Minister Modi in the UN conference on 24th September 2021 declared that India's target is to achieve 450 gigawatt through renewable energy by. इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा राइटिंग में देना चाहता था. दिस स्लाइड विल बी रिमेम्बर्ड एटलीस्ट फॉर द कमिंग 5 years. कि हमारा टारगेट 450 गीगावाट. अब इसका हमको ये देखना है व्हाट इज द path given by the Honorable Prime Minister or by the Ministry. बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है. वो कहेंगे हो जाएगा, अपना आप नहीं होगा, क्योंकि आपको पता ही है पैनल्स वी आर इंपोर्टिंग फ्रॉम चाइना एंड वी आर नॉट इन वेरी गुड टर्म्स विद चाइना नाउ. ये तो लड़ाई होने वाली है ले के पास. तो हाउ कैन वी अचीव 450 गीगावाट? 40 में तो जाएगा. Therefore, that's what I'm giving the stress. We should on industry, even in photo, which is not there. Next. ये रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का टारगेट जो अभी तक प्रोड्यूस किया है 100 गीगावाट है. ये भी लेटेस्ट फिगर है 31 अगस्त 2020. सोलर का देख लीजिए आप 45 गीगावाट है. वेरी गुड, वेरी हैप्पी. मैं मतलब वाट की बात करते थे, गीगावाट की. इसी तरीके से विंड की जो है 39 गीगावाट, मोल हाइड्रो जो है 5 गीगावाट है. इस तरीके से है ये. नेक्स्ट. रन द स्लाइड्स. ये पावर प्लांट है 50 मेगावाट का, समवेयर इन जैसलमेर. डिटेल्स हैं, जरूरत नहीं है. स्लाइड्स में छोड़ दूंगा. प्रोफेसर के पास है, प्रोफेसर सुरेंद्र सिंह जी के पास भी, and Professor Qasim के पास ये slides, and organizers must be, and if they can share with you all the delegates are very happy, because one should read. If you are interested in renewable energy or clean energy, then one should read what is going on in the country. Next. ये slide भी मैंने कल ही बनाई है, because I thought let me give you the latest, although it is not a latest one. As I said that in December 2019, this plant was produced in the world's largest solar photovoltaic plant, 2,245 megawatt. मुझे याद है वो दिन 1981 में जब मैं इटली गया था, पहली बार इटली गया. 1 megawatt का प्लांट हुआ फोटोवोल्टेक पर सीन, एंड आई वाज शॉक्ड कि इंडिया में तो हम किलोवाट की, उस समय 81 में हम 1 किलोवाट का लग गया. सुंदरबन में वेस्ट बंगाल 1 किलोवाट का. वी यूज्ड टू सेलिब्रेट. एमएनआर उस समय डीएनईएस हुआ करता था, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ लेबर. सेलिब्रेशन होता था, लड्डू खिलाते थे. 1 किलोवाट का प्लांट लग गया सुंदरबन में. वहां 1 मेगावाट का था इटली. तो कितना डेवलपमेंट हुआ है. अब हम गीगावाट की बात करें. 245 मेगावाट वर्ल्ड का लार्जेस्ट. आप इसमें ये क्वेश्चन तो पूछ सकते हैं कि हमारा इसमें क्या है. हमारा इसमें कुछ भी नहीं. मोस्ट ऑफ द मटेरियल इज गेटिंग इंपोर्टेड. अनफॉर्चुनेट, बट फॉर्चुनेट पार्ट इज दैट इसकी जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूटिलिटी है वो इंडिया में है. और इसमें कितना साइज है, 4,500 हेक्टेयर. इट इज नियर जोधपुर, भाडला. दिस इज नोन एज भाडला सोलर पार्क. ये 4 फेजेस में बना है. 1, 2, Oh, मैंने यहाँ लिख दी है टेबल. I'm not sure whether you are able to read it, but total capacity is 2,240 megawatt. We are proud. इंडिया में वर्ल्ड का लार्जेस्ट फोटोवोल्टिक. नेक्स्ट. बट आई वुड हैव बीन मोर हैप्पियर अगर ये सारा 100% इंडियन होता. तो खैर कोई बात नहीं. अगर हमारे पास मर्सिडीज कार है, चाहे हम प्रोड्यूस ना करते हैं, इवन देन वी बिकम वेरी हैप्पी. यूज करेंगे तो और भी अच्छा अच्छा हो जाएगा. ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा प्लांट है, तो पंजाब में है. तो ये रूफ टॉप है. रूफ टॉप पे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का, यू माइट बी नोइंग, स्ट्रेस है. 11.5 मेगावाट का है. सिंगल रूफ है. काइंड ऑफ एन आश्रम ओनली. Single roof at Dera Beach, Amritsar, the holy place in Punjab. I've not seen this, but I've heard about this plant, and this gives electricity to around 8,000 homes. This is being produced, I think, long before. Few years. Next. I'm very proud of this slide. I should not have shown this slide, but somehow this has come up. The President Bush, Manmohan Singh hand during nuclear deal in India. We are going, but प्रोग्रेस नहीं. प्रोग्रेसिव ये थे या जितने प्रोग्रेसिव ये थे, ना अमेरिका में इतने प्रोग्रेसिव आए, ना इंडिया में इतने आए कि एक्चुअली हमको डरना नहीं चाहिए किसी भी कंट्री से. वी हैव टू सी इंडिया एज इंडियंस. वी हैव टू डेवलप न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी. देयर इज नो एस्केप. लेकिन हम 1.8 रुपए में मेगावाट में सब एडवांटेजेस डिसएडवांटेजेस मैंने दिखलाए हैं. एंड आई विश दैट वी move forward in the field of nuclear power also. Next. ये मेरा फोटोग्राफ है. ये मैं कह रहा हूँ, एनर्जी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज एन एरिया. परहैप्स ये डीटीयू के फैकल्टी के लिए और स्टूडेंट्स के लिए इसको हमको डेवलप. ऐसा नहीं है कि इसमें एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं है रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में. तो हम एनर्जी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में सोचना है, क्योंकि एनर्जी रिवोल्यूशन तो आना ही है. मैंने ये आइडिया यहाँ भी दिया है. एनर्जी रिवोल्यूशन इज इन द मेकिंग. Millions of people in the business. When there will be millions of people in the business, only when there will be energy revolution, and only when there is energy. Next. Next up, I think I have to green. ये मैं स्लाइड दिखाना चाहता हूँ कि देखिए, आप कुछ भी कहते रहे, we are very good, we are very happy Indians. अब देखिए एनवायरमेंटल परफॉर्मेंस इंडेक्स 120. करना पड़ेगा. कीजिए. तो गवर्नमेंट हटाएगी उसको. हटा सकता हूँ अगर मैं उठा सकता हूँ. मैंने आज अपनी फेसबुक पर लिखा भी है, एक काम रोज अच्छा करना चाहिए. उसमें यही लिखा है कि रास्ते में अगर पत्थर पड़ा है तो गाड़ी को रोक लीजिए, पत्थर को एक तरफ कर दीजिए. ये क्या नुकसान हो. या मेरे घर के बाहर पानी भरा हुआ है, कौन है लेबर? पे ही मे बी 200, 300, 400 रुपीज. गेट इट क्लीन. नहीं, बरसात में वो सड़क भरी रहेगी. विल नॉट हायर ए लेबर. Get the nali cleaned. We'll wait for Kejriwal. Get it cleaned. That is why India is 120. You hear me? Please change the slide. Please change it again. Next. This is about the green buildings. Because time is not there. This is another topic. Next. This is about the green building. Green building, perhaps you might be knowing, a building which uses less energy. This is A, if you are from Delhi and if you can visit Delhi, or if you are not from Delhi, can visit Delhi. This is on in Johor Bahn. There are Paryavar Bhavan rating, and everything is natural. Next, green means next. Yeah, next. This is the impact climate change. Climate, if it is changing, it will affect everything, even the health, the agriculture. Next is also about the climate change. But it can happen. It has happened also. Delhi में इस बार हो गया था. But this was a photograph from Bangkok, 2011. See, on the main roads, there are boats. Here also, I have seen now this year on television, we found in many places. दिल्ली में तो खैर नाव वैसे ही दिखला दी थी एक जगह पॉलिटिकल रीजन. But in many places in India, this can happen, and this was happened in Bangkok in October. Why I took this slide? Because I was to go to Bangkok during this period, and I had to stop visiting that place because of this problem. Next. This is about the green environment concept for institution, although the DTU is already green, but some of the issues are raised here that conserve energy. क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन में या यूनिवर्सिटीज में लाइक DTU और IITs में तो स्टूडेंट्स डोंट फील रेस्पॉन्सिबल. दैट इज प्रॉब्लम. आया किया और वहीं फेंक दिया. वो एक थोड़ा सा सोच को थोड़ा सा हमको वी हैव टू बी लाइक एन अमेरिका where we have to keep our city very clean, neat, green. And इसमें कुछ ideas मैंने दिए हैं which students, the teachers, the management and the government can do for an institution. Next. I think now there will be last slide. Next, please. Please change the slide. Next slide. I think the slides are over. There is a last slide which says thank you very much. Yeah,
Actually,
and
slides are over now.
oh, then there's no last slide. Okay, then thank you very much. I thank yeah, this is the slide. This is the slide. Thank you. Where I have shown a lantern, a photovoltaic lantern, and then where I have written lighting a billion lives. Thank you, Professor Pushpinder Singh and Asim and other people who is organizing this for giving the time. I took a little longer time telling my views about the clean and green energy, about renewable, about environment, about so. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much. And we didn't really realize that how the time flies listening to your lecture. It was really a privilege, sir, to have you with us. And I hope that all of our participants who were listening would have realized by now that as an academic fraternity, it is our responsibility towards our nation that we take the right steps and move and give direction to the future generations to move into the right direction. I thank you again, sir, and I wish we keep on meeting in future also, sir. Thank you so much. Now, sir, if you would allow me, if any participants have a question, then we can have a 5 minutes question answer session. If it's okay with you, sir. So we
Sure,
are,
sure. I'll be very happy. I'll be
sir, sir,
very happy.
sir. So any of the participants uh, who wants to ask something, because it's a really rare opportunity, please go ahead. The platform is open for you. You can unmute yourself and ask the question, please. Anyone?
Good morning, sir. Sir,
Good morning. Yeah.
how can solve the problem of light high deficits in youth?
Please continue.
Mr. Neeraj, please continue.
Sir, how can we solve the problem of deficit in youth?
What's your question? I'm not able to understand your question.
I think Neeraj, you have some technical glitch.
Okay, sir.
All right, then I think that would be all. And I again thank you on behalf of the organizers and all the participants, sir. Thank you for sharing the dais with us and helping us to inaugurate this program in such a grand fashion. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming, sir.
Yes.
Hello. All the participants, next session will begin in 15 minutes. Dr. Saurabh Agarwal will take the lecture, and session 2 will begin from 11:45 p.m. So please join back at 11:45 a.m. with the same link. Thank you so much.